Hi everyone, welcome to another DIY vintage bell video. I wanted to do it again because I thought I wanted to get a little bit neater and I wanted to change the colour and do a rusty one, not a brass one. So again, we've just rolled out the air dried clay, rolling it around the same vessel that I used last time, just scoring the clay so it sticks to itself a little bit better. I'm also adding a little bit of glue to this join just for extra support, or yeah, it just helps it. Right, before I trim up that top, I'm just going to start pushing down on the side and blending it into itself. I'm removing the excess from the top. I could have done this to size, but didn't really matter. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of another. So that broken down cup, it's just a takeaway coffee cup, which is resizable. I'm just using it as a little bit of structure while I blend it. So I've done most of the blending. I did it with a little bit of a, not a little bit, but I did it with a stick, a tongue depressing, you know, the big ice cream sticks kind of idea. So now that's I dried it in the oven, a dehydrator oven, and I'm just sanding it down, ready to add the top. So here with the top, I did a couple of different sizes, and the bigger one was the better fit. I've just got the bottle in there to give me a little bit of shape while I blend it, so it's holding it up and not dropping it on the inside. It took a little bit of work, but it got there in the end. Did have a little bit of difficulty with this, trying to get it to stay in a nice round shape. And although the bottle was great, you could actually see the lid of the bottle mark on it, and I wasn't sure about that. So that's where I actually used a Christmas decoration to push the bottle mark out and leave a more rounded space or top, I should say. So now I'm doing the bottom rim, and I'm doing it in one piece this time compared to the couple that I did last time. So I'm again gluing it on and working it into place. I like how this looked much better as compared to the initial ones I did, and it was also much easier putting one piece on and then dividing it in two with a tool than doing the two different bits or gluing something on afterwards. So this is going on after I've dried the top again, and I'm just using a little bit of water to put it into to smooth it out also. So now with that all on, I'm gonna I'm going to get I get a little sculpting tool. And I just add a little indentation into the rim. It's funny how I do these little projects, and each project I get halfway through and I'm looking at it and I think, oh, I could do this as well, and so then I try it again. It's like I can do this better or that better. So now I'm just adding the ring for the top. Again, it's air dried clay. Just working the bottom bit on first, adding a bit of glue, folding it over, and then using another tool to blend it in nicely, because my fingers can't get in there, and that's just doing a much better job. Now I'm just adding a light layer of the filler, just to give it a little bit of texture and for something for the paint to stick into. It's not a perfect covering, but I do go in with the water and watered hands kind of idea and just smooth it out a little, just so you can't see my finger marks more than anything. So once that is all dried, excuse me, I sand it down, and then I will give it a spray of black paint. I think I let this layer dry of the black paint, and then I gave it another spray and started with the dirt layers. So here I've got a dirt layer on already, and I am just in the process of brushing it off. So I've gone in now and I've sprayed it with a chrome, the Rust-Oleum hammered steel. It's not hammered steel, hammered silver. And that's just adding to its weatheredness, if that's a word. Weatheredness. So I'm making sure it's getting in all the cracks. With that done, I'm just giving it a gentle brush of what's on the edges. So now with the paints, I'm going in with my burnt umber and my orange. This is where I'm adding the rust effect. So I'm also using the excuse me. I'm also using the silver paint in with the with the wet paint, just to aid with the blending of it, so that it's not like the oranges or the orange and the burnt umber are sitting on top. It's actually in amongst it, as it would be. So then with those still wet, I'm rubbing in the dirt into patches, not all over, just into patches. You can see how that patch really looks like it's layered up dirt, and which it is obviously, but it actually, I think it looks really real. You wouldn't know that it was actually a piece of air dried clay. So when that's all done, I give it another bit of a brush down and start adding the oil. I always say oil, I mean wax. So I'm using the Max Wax here. Looks so good. I'm a bit sad I didn't make two now, I only did the one. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little video of how I made another bell.